Drive Time. I'm your host, Dennis. Tonight we're driving something a little different. We've been driving a lot of BMWs, it seems, lately. Porsche thrown in the mix. Tonight I decided to drive home a Land Rover LR3, a 2006. These are pretty neat off-road vehicles, extremely capable. Should a crazy militia try and take over your town, or should there be a zombie apocalypse, this is probably the car you're going to want to be rolling. It's an insanely awesome off-road vehicle. If you haven't watched my Seattle blog, please do. The brand new LR4 is in there. The only difference between this vehicle and the LR4, the LR4 carries a 5-liter V8 from Jag. This is a 4.4-liter Jaguar V8. Great vehicle, excellent size, easy to park, but can haul a lot of people in it. This particular one has the third row seats. I've taken this vehicle for the weekend. When we first got it in, I put my two toddler daughters in the back, put the baby seat in the middle, threw the in-laws in the middle, and then my wife and I up front. Ton of room. This is a HSE model, so you get the navigation. Also has heated seats. I have yet to see a LR3 without heated seats. I have seen a Rover Sport. We try not to buy them. It's not an option. It's an option that people in our area want. It's not an option that they don't want. LR3s are pretty neat. They have glass roofs all the way in the back, so everybody gets a chance to take a view. This is kind of a retro-looking model, as it takes a lot of styling cues from the Discovery and Discovery 2. But what it doesn't take from the Discovery and Discovery 2 is a complete lack of reliability. Those vehicles, as most of you can Google in about 2 seconds, find out the two words head gasket are very common. I have yet to see that problem on one of these vehicles. I have yet to see any major problems with these vehicles. Minor stuff here and there. Nothing major though. Fun to drive. Decent mileage, not the greatest. The Range Rover gets a little bit better mileage, but it's also a little lighter weight than this thing. It's really a tank. This is more of an off-road specialty vehicle. If you are a hunter, camper, hiker, fisher, kayaker, this is the vehicle you want. The Range Rover can do all of the same things and has the same capabilities. It's obviously a little bit more polished, a little less rugged, and set up as such. It's more purchased by the pavement-pounding people of society. This is more of your rugged Rover. It definitely makes a statement when it's going down the road. It's boxy. It's attractive, though. It's definitely not ugly by any means. When I first started working at Freeman Motor Company, I did not like any Land Rover at all. I thought they were garbage. I had been tainted by the Discovery and Discovery 2 with their head gasket problems, and the earlier Range Rovers with all their problems. The reality is these vehicles are not that bad. What they're normally lacking is somebody that knows how to work on them correctly. You don't have the same aftermarket support that you do for a BMW or a Mercedes or a Volkswagen or Audi. They're more of a niche market car, but if you live in a market large enough like I do in the Portland metro area, you have a lot of aftermarket people that deal with these cars, plus my shop. Obviously, we deal with these cars on a daily basis, so I am definitely less fearful to get a vehicle like this. I personally am looking for an LR3 at the right deal to get rid of our Mercedes ML430 that we've outgrown, and we're looking for one specifically because it has a third row seat. The only other SUVs really in this size that have a third row seat are the X5, but it's too new and out of my budget range, and the XC90, which is a pretty good vehicle depending on which one you get. But there's something to be said about a Land Rover. It's got that special look. It's got that distinguished character. It's not that it's any better than anything else. I think it's just as fine as anything else out on the road. I just think that should you want something different, this is definitely more of a different vehicle. And they are fun to drive. They are comfortable. Very quiet on the road. Very well built. You know, all the normal features of any other car out there, just a little more rugged exterior, a little more rugged interior, a little more utilitarian. I would highly recommend this car, and that's strange coming from me, having grown up a domestic SUV guy and never really liking a Land Rover. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate your continued visitations and continue to pass the word on about drive time. If you have any questions, just leave a comment. Thanks guys for tuning in, and have a great night.